for $99 a night, and it's like on 5,000 acres. Wow. Anyway, it's a gem. So,
time out.
Yes.
Is it really called Estes and not Estes?
Oh my God, I can't stop calling it Estes.
Okay, thank God.
It's like testes, and it's like so embarrassing. And I get called out. Like, I think I did an Instagram live, and someone's like,
"Will
you
testes on the show?"
No,
and they were like, "Why do you keep calling it Estes?" Which is like, oh God, I can't stop.
You make me feel so much better because I butcher everything from like Tejon to whatever. Like, as just a redneck, I just butcher everything. So thank you so much for making me feel better.
I'm glad you called me out, because I think being quiet about it and then having everybody be like, what is she doing?
But it's kind of like Colorado and Colorado. Like, you hear, like, I forget who pronounces it, but you hear different pronunciations. Like, oh yeah, Colorado. And I'm just like, Colorado? I don't know. I don't know what's the correct term. How do you pronounce it, fat guy?
Colorado. Yeah.
Don't do that. You know how I feel about it when you roll your R's. I'm just so bad at it.
Yeah. Mississippi.
I just resent that slightly, but not ever so much. But you are right. Continue on. I didn't mean to interrupt, but when you said Estes, I was like, fuck yes, she's in my boat. And that's, you know, transplant life.
Transplant life, yeah. So I was just saying, it just came from a real place that one thing is Yelp, and I know you hate Yelp so much. So that's I know.
Yelp.
All right, bad example.
Go with your example.
We like Eater.
Okay.
We like Eater.
You know what? I'm going to use Yelp as an example. It's because it's something I did use a lot in the other cities that I've lived in. Is you, as a single woman, you want to know what a place looks like before you go. If you're going to go sit by yourself at the bar, and that's something I wasn't seeing. So I thought, what if I took a picture of a drink, but then I stood back and you could see what the whole place looked like. So that was sort of connecting with people too. And bizarrely, two of the posts I've done, I think it was Family Jones, and I'm thinking of another place. The Middleman, where I just showed what the place looked like.
Great.
Not even the food or the drinks, but people just loved the atmosphere, and those posts did really well.
And didn't Family Jones, and we used, we gave shout out to Denise earlier. We used them as kind of a beacon. We also used Denver Eater. We actually used everybody except for Yelp, because I don't want to hear fucking Sharon, mother of four, who, drives a goddamn minivan. I don't care if she had a rough night, with her fucking,
But still, Yelp controversy is how I found Fat Guy, I think. I think I found you in the comments of OneFold, because you went to the mat hard. Not the baby burning thing.
No, the one previous.
But the one previous, you went to help that guy so much in the comments, and I was like, who is this guy?
Just some idiot.
Yeah, but then I followed you, and I'm like, he's
a wizard.
I know.
And
well, I think being in the industry, you kind of have a different take on everything that happens in a restaurant.
Sure.
So I understood what had happened.
Right.
I saw his side about it, and I don't think most restaurateurs were just always taught to say, I'm sorry, and how can I comp that?
Right.
And I love that he was like, no, you know what? Fuck you. This is wrong, and this is what you did, and you were watching porn in our fucking restaurant.
Wait, time out. First off, for someone that
you heard
loves
porn and you came alive, Kip. You came alive.
And I'm not going to lie, my pants got a little,
a little
tension. There's a little tension.
A little 6 to midnight.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the topic at hand. What?
Earmuff it, kids.
Where did this, for anyone that's listening to this with their kids in their minivan sharing that Yelps, maybe turn this episode down a little bit. I'd love to know how y'all became friends, because it sounds like a fantastic backstory of porn.
I don't understand why a person with a career and a writing degree would ever follow me. I have no clue why she would ever want.
I'll tell you this. You might have been able to ask that question 2 years ago. I will say now you are a standout of an account that tells no lies, that is 100% authentic, that doesn't give a shit.
No.
And that,
you can say it out loud.
I will say at the time that all these kind of Instagrammers are flooding into the scene to talk in exclamation points. Oh my God, the best thing ever. Da-da-da-da-da. Maybe false, leading their audience astray because they've been comped a free meal, to hear someone else say, yeah, it was okay, or Or if you really did love it,
how can we get a free meal?
No, we at No Vacancy do not get free meals. So like we said in our last episode, guys, your reviews from us are about as straight as they come.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't get shit. Like, we love the food that people feed us, and we love everything they do for us, but we don't go into a restaurant and expect to get a meal comped and then talk about them.
I will say it's a position you don't want to be in. It sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it? To just walk in anywhere but there's always a price. And the price is your integrity.
We're not sellouts.
Well, that was my
I think one of you might be. If you give them the opportunity. No, I'm kidding. Kip.
Check out the fucking hat I'm wearing. I'm not scared to admit it. Some companies believe in up-and-comers, and I'm proud to be one of those people. But at the same time, I'm sure as fuck not going to sell my soul to the Krogers of the world.
Well, can we let's see.
Yeah, we can definitely fucking dive into that.
Let's go down that.
Yeah, we will dive into
I told that guy, I said, come today so I don't get myself in trouble. But you said Kroger, and it's my trigger word.
I know. Fuck you, King Supers.
Well, I was offered money.
Ditto.
You were offered
Who was it?
Card.
Is this for
Gift
the beer?
card.
Wait,
I
think I was the only one that wasn't offered money. I wonder why, though.
Money or gift cards?
It's a gift
card. But,
okay.
In their eyes, that's money.
Was it for you to promote the beer thing?
Yes, and I said I will not sell out small businesses that are so scared about their future for a gift card of any amount. And today I was like, if I bring that up, I wonder if they'll say, what amount would you sell out for?
Fuck no.
But,
because the answer is no. Jameson, if you're listening, the answer's still motherfucking no.
The thing is a lot of doing 1,000 things is a lot of my family owns small businesses, and I would help them out with Instagram or Facebook or whatever. So, but when you hear that, so around the time that the Kroger thing came out and you saw people Instagram influencers popping up with their, I'm so excited to, yeah, exactly. And it was crushing. But I think it's Denver Business Magazine or whatever did an article where people said 60% of their sales are beer. So it's going to impact them if you go and buy it at 7-Eleven or you go buy it at Kroger or you buy anywhere. And I just think you can take that extra 5 minutes to stop off at a business. And I think, honestly, I was a little brokenhearted that people would do that.
Exactly, and that's what we try to capture, because if you go to your Kroger, you aren't going to find a beer rep at your Kroger who's going to sample your beer or tell you about their product. But you go to an Argonaut, you go to a Joey Wine and Spirits, you go to your local liquor store.
Mr. B's downtown.
Mr. B's is amazing.
They're going to Morgan's on Bion. Like, we have friends that we want to shout out now that also gave us support on our post. But yeah, I'm with y'all. Continue on.
But then, on top of that, a Kroger can buy hundreds of thousands of cases and get that deal at, maybe they can price it at 20% off. But I say there are just some things in life. Pay a little bit more, take 5 extra minutes. It'll make you feel good that you're supporting a family and a dream to have your own small business in Denver.
And people don't understand that while like some of the bigger breweries here in Denver can meet those demands that those markets call for, some of the guys that are in your neighborhood, they may bottle and they may can their beers, but they can only do it at local liquor stores. You know, they can't meet those high demands. So it's just that personal touch, and spending $2 extra, give me a fucking break.
Right.
It's not going to kill you.
Right. And they used all the buzzwords that Kroger gave them to use.
I know.
It was just so manipulative. Like, it's so convenient. I'm like, you know what?
It drove me goddamn crazy. And while, fat guys got to go do other responsibilities, taste that fucking food. Be that fucking winner. We love you. And we'll see you next week, fat guy.
You know how much
Welcome to the team.
Oh, I appreciate it, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Have a good night, guys.
We're not done by any means. But yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm willing to pay, and we'll do a local shout out. I'm willing to pay $1 more for the Princess Yum Yum at, my even if it's the one on Colfax, my local liquor store, than I am to fucking just like selling, I'm cool with selling my soul to, advertisers or whatever. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to sell the company's brand in regards to a fucking gift card.
Listen, it's something I struggle with because advertising is something I get 100 emails every week, and everybody basically wants to sell the audience something. And you become kind of a bit of this gatekeeper, and it can be stressful. I will say I do try to sometimes explain to the audience. I've come up with this formula for me that works, that I only do 2 ads a month. I think 2 ads among 20 posts or more isn't terrible. And the hope is that you would...
2 of 20, you mean.
Gotcha. And maybe sometimes it's more, but that you would hope to partner with things that would bring value to people. But that advertising also does help the person running the Instagram. For me, I bought a new camera. I'd like to buy a new lens. There's cost because I don't go to openings, so I don't take free meals in exchange for saying this is amazing or great. Mostly because it's burnt me a few times where I went and it wasn't great. And then what do you do?
You're sitting there having to suck the dick of some company, and you're like,
sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're trying to do is, let's say for instance we go to a place and we aren't typically like really blown away by it. We aren't going to say anything bad, but we aren't really going to do much about it.
Sure. I will say I'm a little bit tougher on that because I've talked to, and I would love your opinion on this, but I've said to food Instagrammer friends, they've said, well, then I'll just put up a picture of a dessert or of a cocktail. To me, I feel like when you do that, you're kind of endorsing you're kind of still endorsing the place. And it's something I struggle with because I feel like I don't know. I don't have a lot of money to spend on the going out, so I want to be careful with other people that are worried about their money too. So it can be like, it's something that I struggle with. That said, I'd have more content if I did take those things for free.
Yeah, and I guess so in the beginning of all this with you, did you kind of have some kind of, like we all have our own values and belief systems, but did you kind of set something up to where it's like, these are going to be my standards, this is kind of what I want to do? Or like for us, we're trying to climb and things like that, sure. But we also, like, you got to stay true to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think my standards have come more in the last year as the scene has been so flooded by people that are buying followers. So when I realized I was going into a restaurant and standing side by side with someone that bought followers or did growth hacks to get followers, they're participating in fake comment pods.
I didn't even know
this
was a thing.
My thing was it became
uncomfortable
that I'm standing next to someone that is stealing from a business. So then I started to tell the PR people, I'm not coming to this anymore. And listen, I get it. It looks like a really sexy scene that you can walk into a restaurant and get free food and free drink, but it's become a bit of a... God, I'm going to say a shit show, and I wish I had a more eloquent, but it's becoming uncomfortable. It's becoming not cool, I don't think.
You know what is fucking cool?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and toot not our horn, but some friends of ours' horns. You know what's cool is building relationships
sure.
with those that do those things. Like, shout out to our friends Mary and McLean who run the Rhino Yacht Club, but also are the restaurateurs. They do the bar at Morin.
Right.
And so when you go into Morin, I was able to speak with McLean, and the fact is that we are able to have that conversation. And, so you're able to kind of get to know the proprietors of those businesses. Right. And that kind of leads me into this casual segue that I want to introduce Chris, who is one of the runners of, or I guess proprietors. I hate to use the same word over and over again.
I'm the general manager, so.
There we go.
GM. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, we'll use GM. So he's the GM of not only Adelitas, but also for Palenque as well. And so he's going to join us on that fourth spot. But I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Like, those folks that you can play the game however you would like
sure.
to, and more power to you. If you're able to sell your soul for whatever
some churros.
Yeah, the 50,000 people that you can buy across, the globe, and then you're going to justify, paying for a sponsorship or advertisement. That's Bush League. And so what we kind of pride ourselves on, and I feel like you have done very well, and is highlighting local businesses. And so I really wanted for Chris to join us, as Fat Guy continues to do his nitty-gritty, which keeps this company and these lights on for no vacancy. We wanted to have Chris join us as well. Chris, say hello to our followers and our listeners.
How's everybody doing?
Hi, Chris.
Dude, we're doing well. We're a little bit buzzed on some cervezas and mezcal.
Happy to oblige there. Yeah. Speaking of Morin, we actually just had our